Morning, everyone. It's me again, and today will be iba namang hairstyle. Okay, so this time we shall be discussing about lesson plan. Now, I know most of you are very fond, not so fond of lesson plan. Mahirap ang lesson plan. Daming ginagawa. Okay, especially if you're new teachers, they will tell you to make a detailed lesson plan. Okay, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. So basically, lesson plan is a plan. For me, insights muna, I love lesson plan. I'm not saying that I do it religiously, okay? So it's hard for me to do a lesson plan. But what I'm saying is that it will make your life a little bit organized. It's not easier, of course, but it will help you be organized. You know what to do, you know what you did, it will be easier for you. Based on my experience, before I usually do my lesson plan kasi nga nag-aabol ako. After everything else. I tried it because I need to complete. Hindi ko napansin, hindi ko pala nagagawa yung mga plan ko. So, religiously, lesson plan must be put first. Okay? Because when you do the lesson planning, so you will have the timetable. You will have, especially you guys na wala pa kayong experience in teaching. Hindi yan parang tatayo ka lang sa harap and you will do this. Okay? Hindi siya ganun. When you make a lesson plan, you will perform it in a way na, especially if you're already a secondary teacher ka na, I mean, if this is not your first year, pag kita mo doon, you will think, okay, let's begin. This is my topic. What is the objective that I do? Ano ba yung gusto ko makita sa estudyante? Okay? What kind of student do I want them to see? So you will check based on that or based on nasa libro or based on the curriculum, you will have the idea of what kind of student you are developing using those lesson plans. That's very important. Kailangan ng lesson plan. And aside from that, it will help you to plan the different activities. This activity will help the students to have a cognitive, psychomotor, gagalaw sila, and effective way. Okay? Ano activity ang appropriate? So, doon pa lang, pinaplano mo na sila, binabasa mo yung lesson, paano mo siya ituturo, what are the different activities that you will use, what are the different reference that you will use, what are the instructional materials that you will use, what are the different motivations that you will use. Doon yung pumapasok sa panagpa-plan ka ng lesson plan. So, alam ko, ginagawa niyo yun. Kaya lang, ang tanong, ang ano lang naman dyan is, kung ginagawa mo man yun, ba't mo ginagawa? Hindi. Pag ginagawa mo man yung paggawa ng lesson plan is, you will ask yourself, bakit mo ba ginagawa ang lesson plan? Kasi, you want to be organized. Kailangan kasi hindi ka nakakalito. Kailangan yung bata, they could understand you. And through that, babalikan mo yung lesson plan. Check mo ano ba yung mga pinagagawa ko sa buhay ko. Oh, hindi ko nagawa to. Naku, ganito. And then, makikita mo kasi sa lesson planning, inaayos mo yung lesson mo. Din kasi dapat, inaayos mo yung lesson mo. Titignan mo. Ito ginawa ko, ito ginawa. Dapat may reflection. So, lesson plan is very important because it helps you organize. It helps you check if you are still on the track. Baka mamaya, masyado na mahaba yung oras na ginugugol mo doon sa isang lesson na hindi naman pala dapat. Those are the important things in practical application of lesson plan based on my experience. And we shall now discuss lesson planning based on your module. Okay, so there's science behind the lesson plan. So, lesson plan writing. Okay, so you already have everything you need to do. This is our last lesson. Congratulations. Last lesson nyo na to. Okay? Kaya ako para sa inyo. Now, let us ask, what is a lesson plan? A lesson plan is a document used by a teacher to record all essential elements of a lesson. As pre-service teacher, pre-service ang tawag sa inyo kasi hindi pa naman kayo tuturo, this is one of the documents you need to be familiar with and hopefully to master in the future. My dear students, I will discuss some lesson plans. There are elements of lesson plan, but Each school have their own. Okay? Have their own ways of doing such. That's why wag kayo makipaglaban. Ito yung tinuro sa amin nung college. There was a time, there are some students na may mga teacher na nag-away because of that lesson plan. Kasi each school have their own ways on doing different lesson plans. Each individual din, di ba? May mga pinapakita sila, ganitong lesson plan, si anong tao. Now, because it depends. Imagine your journal. There's no right journal. There's no right thing. Kasi nga, it depends upon the teacher and the school. So, for example, you want to write a lesson plan, iba-iba yan. Pero may elements of lesson plan na kailangan nandun. Each. But, format, iba-iba. Okay, but why do you need to plan your lesson? Okay. You know, without even going to a tedious process plan. Some may say that one can teach even without a lesson plan. However, as a teacher, if you want to be better and more effectively to facilitate the learning process amongst your students, you need to plan your lesson very carefully and implement it. Now, nadidinig ko yan sa mga ibang tao. Si Jesus nga he is the great teacher pero wala siyang lesson plan. Okay, so yes, walang lesson plan si Jesus Christ. Wala ding ganito, wala ding ganito.
Yan lang, kahit ganon, iba kasi yung turo ni Jesus Christ. Iba during that time. Ngayon kasi, meron tayong tinatawag na process. Okay? So, may mga gusto tayong ma-achieve. And as a teacher, we need to do so. We need to plan the things ahead. Okay? We have a system. May sinusunod tayong system ngayon na gusto natin para mas maayos. And also, aside from that, we must have the same. Kailangan ko ano yung tinuturo natin. Ganun din sa iba. Okay? So, we have a system. Okay? So, you need to have a lesson plan. Though it may be true that some experienced or seasoned teachers do not write any lesson plans anymore, they still have a plan in mind so to how they will proceed with their lesson every day. Some of them, though, still prepare lesson plans but not as detailed as our new beginning teachers. It is said na teachers, newly grad teachers, 3 years kayong mag-detailed lesson plan. As in, very detailed. Next, after 3 years, pwede na kayong mag-hindi detailed lesson plan. Sorry, to make a detailed lesson plan. Or semi-detailed. Ngayon kasi ano na lang lesson log. Kami, lesson log na lang kami sa previous school ko. Naranasan ko yun, mas madali. Pero ganun din. May objectives ka din and sorts. Kaya lang, bakit kailangan ng lesson plan? Kasi nga, it is important. Yes, seasoned teachers, alam ko na gagawin ko. Ganito lang yan. Kaya naman talaga. Kaya lang kasi nga, it's very important to have a document to do so. Aside from that, as a head teacher din, for example, based on my experience, okay? Experience ko to. I'm not saying ganito. Nag-try kasi ko na before may mga teacher na laging absent. So I actually, generally, since I'm a head of English department, I need to teach. And I should be using the lesson plan. Check ko yung lesson plan na nasa akin. Ito yung pag-aaralan niya. Nasaan na? Paano niya tuturo? Para makita ko, uniform yung turo natin. Ganun kasi dapat. Kaya lang some people, they do not do the activities. Kaya lang as a teacher, baka naman, dumating sa point na ikaw hindi mo kaya magpasa ng mga lesson plan, tapos project mo, galit na sa estudyante. Be who you are. Okay? Siyempre, may kanya-kanya tayong mga hustle. Kailangan, be who you are teaching. Bill Ash 2000, I cited several questions teacher may ask as they prepare their lesson plans. 1. What is being taught and how it will be presented? Yun yung content. What the students will be doing? Yun yung activities. How the lesson meets the broader goal, so alignment with the subject intended learning outcomes. And how activities will be chosen and sequences to help the support learning. Yun yung scaffolding. So these are the different elements, these are the different questions that the teacher asks before making a lesson plan. Okay? Ngayon, tanong, bakit daw important si lesson plan? Research reveals that student learning is possibly correlated to teachers' planning. Kislik argued that the best and most effective teachers are good planners and thinkers, and that planning lessons is a fundamental skill all teacher must develop and hone. Kasi when you plan a lesson plan, pag kunwari talagang pinaplano mo, meron kang ano, for example, actually ako, honestly, hindi ko na plano lahat. Dapat pinlano ko na mas maigi. Dapat ngayong panahon na to, wala na akong ginagawa. Kaya lang kasi I thought that, actually sa inyo, RPL, dapat hindi na ako nag-discuss. But I don't feel very happy na I'm not discussing anything. So, I should have planned better and should have teach you guys anyway. Diba? In second language teaching, a language teacher does not only need to think about the learners and content that needs to be taught, but also the use of second language as well. Because of this reality, language teachers must have prepared a plan for the lesson. This way, teachers have less cognitive load and can pay more attention to other aspects of the learning process. So now, how should you structure your lesson? So I have said before, kanya-kanya. But there is an element. Different language teachers may have different ways of making their lesson plan. The last cited some factors may influence the way teacher does his her lesson plan. Okay, so as you could see this one, it has again different different age, of course, the ability and ability of the students. So age and ability. So there are times that your lesson plan would be very different. The set of activities, objectives, and sort of different will be different. For example, you're teaching grade 1, you're teaching grade 3. So iba-iba kasi sila. Depende yun. Time of the day, of course, is very important. Kailangan. This is what I have discovered from my colleagues. Okay? Na-discover ko sa kanila na ayaw nila magpalagay sa recess. Hindi ko bakit. Kasi, the recess, ang mga bata kumakain ng chocolate. Okay. So, sobrang energetic sila. Matatamis ang mga kinakain nila. So, very energetic sila. They do not like recess. Now, for students who would be there, whose teachers rather are from sa mga recess time, yung first activity nila, nakaplan yan na mauubos ang energy ng bata. For example, may mga activities agad, the physical activities, para maubos ang energy ng mga bata. And next one is dun sa mga time na malapit na mag-uwian, activities, hindi ka pwede maglagay ng lecture sa dulo. Kasi nakikita mo yung mga bata nakatingin na sa bintana. Nag-aantay na ng hindi ka pwede. So, kailangan may activity sila. So that, kahit na dumadaan yung mga, kasi di ba, syempre, nakabag na may gulong sila, tapos maingay sila, syempre. So, kailangan kahit tumadaan yung mga bata sa kabila, sa labas, hindi sila naaano. Kasi gusto pa nila mag-stay kasi may activity silang ginagawa na nag-e-enjoy sila. So, kailangan the activities nasa dulo. So, aside from that, for example, hindi ka din dapat maglalagay ng physical activities kapag galing ng lunch. Sobrang bigat ng tiyan ng bata tapos nagpatalon-talong ka. Hindi naman maganda yon. Pag recess, pwede kasi syempre, puro chocolate sila doon and they need to remove all of the energy. Aside from that, pag morning, activity, iba-iba yan. So, time of the day is very important. Gender distribution in class. So, paano pag kunwari puro babae, puro lalaki? So, sabi mo, it's equal. But of course, they're still kids. Okay? So, you need to have things. Okay? So, kailangan hindi siya masyadong the activities must be okay. Kaya kailangan sinecheck mo yung gender distribution ng klase. Okay? Next is the class group or interest of the subject. So what is their motivation? So what you could do with this one is during the first day of teaching, first day of class ninyo, give them an answer sheet. Alam niyo yung autograph. O yung autograph nung matatanda na kayo, alam niyo yung autograph. Okay. What is autograph? Yung autograph, yun yung parang slam book before. When I was in elementary, may slam book kaming tinatawag. Yun yung autograph. So you can ask that. But of course, you will modify it. For example, what are your likes and dislikes? What part of the day are you ganito? Now, of course, what you will do is you will get the things that you need to get para mas ma-plan mo yung magiging mga lesson mo. What activities do you like? I love pictures. I love TikTok. I love this one. Okay, so maybe you could use that as an activity. pwede yun. So, slam book is important also. Okay, where the lesson falls in the larger unit, alignment of the lesson with the subject. So, isa yun. Now, lesson planning may be varied depending on interplay of these factors. However, there is a certain structure that new or beginning teachers may follow to set certain routines in the class. These routines may also help the language learners to become more comfortable. So, first is transition into the target lessons. Greetings, agenda of the day's activities, a do now and or informal chat. So, you could chat them. So, from the lesson, kailangan kasi you will have a friendly manner. Okay? Learning time, instruction, activities, exercises, work time, etc. Kasama yan. Homework summary, discussion of the day's work, homework, and upcoming projects. And closure and farewell. So once the routine is established, lesson plans can be more easily developed for each day. So sa umpisa lang naman kayo mahihirapan mag-lesson plan. Pero sa mga susunod, it will be easier for you. Alam na alam mo na yung gagawin mo. Okay, below is sample lesson plan from Kilzik. So, ito ang lesson plan format ni Kilzik. Lesson plan niya, one content, nakalagay na dito. Prerequisites. Ano may prerequisites? What are the students already know? So, review. Okay. Instructional objective, instructional procedures, alam niyo na yan. Materials and equipment na gagamitin, assessment and evaluation, tapos follow-up. So, generalization to. Okay? So, an assignment also. Self-assessment to be implemented after the lesson. So, generalization pala ito. Kasama din to. Itong dalawa pwedeng generalization. So, what are the steps in writing a lesson plan according to SMU? 1, identify the learning objectives. Good thing some books may mga objectives na. So, kokopyahin nyo na lang sila. And also, they also have activities na rin. So, you'll just add the activities that you would like to add as a teacher or as a little spice for that they already have. Next, plan the specific learning activities. Give us specific learning activities. Ano pwede nilang gawin? Tatakbo ba sila? What will they do? Next, plan assess students' understanding. How will you assess that? Will you use a minute paper? Will you use a quiz? Will you use an activity? Will they perform? Ayun. Plan to sequence the lesson in an engaging and meaningful manner. So, of course, you need different activities. Yan. Create a realistic timeline. Okay, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Nung gumagawa kayo ng lesson plan, 3 objectives is already fine. Huwag na kayo magdagdag ng 6. Kayo din na mahirapan. Hindi nyo kailangan ng maraming objectives. 3 lang, okay na. At saka, based on objectives, ang bata, kahit high school, matagal magsulat. Okay? Kaya minsan yung 5 questions, okay na. Kaya lang, kailangan mo ng feedback. Feedback, activity, feedback, activity, feedback, activity, feedback. So, kailangan mabilisan ng feedback ng mga yan. Okay? So, it should be realistic. Hindi pwede yung kunwari, naglagay ka ng, kasi demo, 6, 7, 8 siya. Diba, ganun eh. Kasi di mo naman magawa within 60 minutes. O, sino mali doon? Ikaw, kasi mali ka ng pagpaplano. Eh, ma'am, akala ko po kasi, remember, my dear students, you have a demo teaching with the people who already know. Okay, for example, sa college kayo magkakaklase, nagkaroon kayo ng demo. Sabi mo, ma'am, akala ko, kilala mo yung mga kaklase mo, alam mo kung paano sila mag-respond. Ganun din ang mga bata. Okay? So, teacher-centered. For example, magde-demo ka sa mga employers mo. Teacher-centered yun. Okay? So, you will make an activity, pero yung activity na kaya mo din i-present na ikaw lang mag-isa gumagawa. Kasi nga, nagpapanggap kang estudyante, nagpapanggap kang teacher, and sort of. So, you will have activity. But, of course, make sure that hindi ka mapapahiya. Okay? Sa mga lesson natin sa mga bata, huwag ka magbibigay ng activities na hindi nila kaya. Okay? Next, plan for lesson closure. Hindi lang sa relationship may closure, pati din sa lesson. So you must plan a lesson closure. Okay, this is the end of the lesson. Do you have any questions? None so far. Always remember, blah, 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 blah. Give your final words. Okay, so that's why in 60 minutes, kailangan tapos lahat. Kasama yung mga interruptions, not unless, of course, merong mga lindol biglang gumanon. I remember, ito na naman tayo, meron na naman akong kwento. I remember, nagkaroon ng lindol. As in, hindi lindol na yung ganun lang. Yung Lindo talaga nagawa na. Okay. One teacher, nung doon sa pinagtuturoan ko, hindi niya pinababa yung mga bata. Sabi niya, kung mamamatay tayo, mamamatay naman tayo. Ganun sinabi niya sa bata. Imagine yung Lindo man talaga. So, sabi ng mga bata, talibasa si Mami, 70 na kasi si teacher. So, talibasa si Mami, enjoy niya na yung buhay niya, tayo nagsisimula pa lang. So, wag ganun. Okay? Yung mga sinasabi nating interruption is yung, for example, may biglang hindi naintindihan nila. O kaya biglang may ganito, may ganyan. So, kailangan nakaplan yung mga lesson nyo para magawa mo yung closure. Okay? Kung mahina yung estudyante mo, edi mag-plan ka ahead of time na kailangan mas maraming activities. Piliin mo yung mga tabang, mga words so that they could easily understand it. Kaya nga kailangan natin nagle-lesson plan. Next, each test will be discussed more details in the following section of this lesson. Step 1, you need to identify. Ano sabi ko na yan? Discuss ko na yan. So, sa pagdating sa objectives, clearly stated tasks. So, kailangan free from jargon, complex vocabularies. For example, ito, describe, analyze, evaluate. Pwede to kesa appreciate, understand, or explore kasi hindi siya makikita. The students ko appreciate beauty. Okay, paano ma-appreciate yung beauty? Pero pwede mo, the students, dapat kasi isa lang yung verb. Pero pwede sana yan. The students appreciate beauty by taking pictures of the nature. Yon, pwede yon. So, kailangan, kaya lang sabi nila, kailangan daw ang verb isa lang. Pero pag ganyan yung nangyari, give a sense of appreciation by painting, mga ganyan, by reciting a poem. Instead na sabihin mo na appreciation, lagay mo na lang agad, recite a poem. Ganun agad. Take a picture. Wala nang appreciate kasi makikita. The students could understand the lesson. Paano? Paano nila maiintindihan? Diba? You should have a stated task talaga. Next, important learning goals. Describe the essential rather than trivial learning goals. Kailangan direct to the point. Okay? So, ano ba yung essential na hindi yung parang paisip. Hindi. Hindi yan Kailangan alam na agad yung mga goals ng bata. Next, achievable. Can be achieved within the given period of time. Sinabi ko na sa inyo, 60 minutes, 60 minutes. Sa LM, 45 minutes lang ata kayo. Okay. So, kailangan 45 minutes tapos yan. For example, it is said, you will have, for example, magagalit sa yung mga katrabaho nyo kung naglalaro pa sa yung bata, ikaw, may klase, di ba? Tsaka kailangan, especially, for example, magkakaroon ka ng role playing, pinilit mo na cancel 30 minutes ng klase. Di ba? So, you should have that. Demonstrate, demonstrable and measurable can be measured tangibly or assessed. Kasi we need to assess the students. We need to check something. Kailangan natin makita so that we could share, sabi natin sa magulang, ma'am, as you could see, this one po, ay dito po siya mababa. So, kailangan, na-assess natin. Fair and equitable, all students, including those with disabilities or constraints, have a fair chance of achieving them. Ayan, for example, meron kang estudyante na may wheelchair, tapos ang sinabi mo ay ganito, ganyan dapat. So, kailangan para sa lahat. Okay? So, you will give them the chance na there are activities that you could do with your classmates as well. And, of course, you should link it to other courses, to other programs. For example, sa science, ako lang ko nililink ang music, PE dance, AP sa English. Why? Kasi magkaka-connect naman kasi talaga. So, yun. Another thing, CLE sometimes, may mga lesson kasi na malapit sa CLE. Pero ang araling panlipunan talaga, kami ang magkadikit. Of course, Filipino. Tinagalog lang naman yun sa Filipino. So, that one. Okay. Next is Thinking Levels by Bloom's Revised Taxonomy. So, I think, kindly, alamin nyo na lang yan. Dali na. Okay, so, if you have questions na lang, just message me if you have questions for that. So, yun. Step 2, plan specific learning activities. I think I already said that. Tinitignan ko kasi para hindi na kayo magbasa ng madami. Oh, ito yung mga different learning activities. We already have that. Drill and practice, lecture, quiz, student game. Okay, so alam niyo na yan. It is self-explanatory. Na-discuss ko na rin yan. Okay, how to prepare a rubric. A rubric is a tool for teachers to assess the students. Kasi, for example, check 10. Bakit siya naka-10? Bakit ako naka-9? Bakit po? Yung pwedeng sabihin na, nakita mo ba yung gawa mo? Maganda ba? Ah, okay. Ay, attitude si ma'am. Okay. Hindi ganun dapat. Kailangan, ang gagawin mo ay ganito. Kasi ako, based on experience. Ito na naman ako, based on my experience. Meron akong estudyante, napakaganda ng gawa. As in, sobrang ganda. Physically. Pero, yung content, ang pangit. Ngayon, wala pa akong rubrics nun. Kasi tinatamad akong gumawa ng rubrics. Hindi ko masabi. Yung mga kaklase niya, Ma'am, bakit ang baba ng score? Ang ganda-ganda. Ma'am, itong pangit. Paborito mo to, no? Ay, maloka. Ng paborito, si favoritism. Mahilig magsabi ang bata ng favorite. Favorite ni ma'am. Favorite ni ma'am. So, okay. That will not happen again. Another thing. Deduction. Ganda ng gawa, na late. So ngayon sabi ko pa naman, -1 every day. Galit si ma'am. Every day, -1. Ang nangyari, 10 out of 50, yung sobrang ganda na pag hinarap mo dun sa mga iba, sobrang ganda. Ala, Diyos ko po. Tapos yung isa, nagka-minus. May isa sobrang pangit talaga, as in sobrang pangit. Hindi ko maalam kung ano ba ginawa, ano ba to, project ba to. Minsan talaga may bata, kakaiba yung mga takbo ng utak. Di mo, bakit? Di mo alam kung bakit ganun yung nangyari sa project nila. So, rubric is important para ma-address lahat ng issues. For example, one, you need to have rubrics for the content. Anong klaseng content ang gusto mong makita? So ngayon, para makita mo yung content, may mga questions ka na kailangan doon, naka-describe. Okay? Ito, you need to study the what is in the presentation. Ang sinasabi ko sa inyo is, ayan, sample. This is based on experience na lang, okay? Okay. Stop sharing tayo. Okay. Bakit hustler? Wala ako. Hindi pala. Okay. So, let's have this one. Tabako. Okay. So, ito. Content, ilalagay mo doon yung mga gusto mong makita. Kasi for example, ask the students. I always ask the brochure. Each students have their different ways to check. Ano ba yung brochure? Mamami po ba yun? Okay, so may mga iba-iba silang mga gusto sa buhay. May mga iba-iba silang interpretation sa brochure. So ngayon, para makita mo yung gusto mo, isulat mo. Ano ba yung makita mo? So ngayon, kapag nakita niya na lahat yon, nakita mo lahat, edi perfect. Kaya nga lang, meron kong nilagay na creativity. Ano ba yung creative? Kunwari, yung isa mong estudyante, nakita mo, sobrang ganda ng project. Ang sabi mo lang, reflection paper. Tapos may nakita ka, may explosion box. Talaga pag ginanon-ganon mo, daming kung ano, pasabog. Tapos yung isa, papel lang. Okay. Pero, paano yun? Yung isa, explosion box. Ito, papel lang. Pagtingin mo, maganda yung content ng papel lang. Yung isa, sakto lang. Ngayon, paano mo sila gigradean? Na hindi sila nag-aaway, na hindi ka favorite. So, papakita mo, babasahin mo. Nakulang ka dito. Yung grammar mali. Kasama yun sa ating tingnan. Anak, ang ganda pero madumi. O, di ba? So, kasama yun. So that you could grade them better. Aside from that, yung sa mga late, huwag na kayo mag-minus. Bigyan nyo na lang sila ng isa sa credentials is yung the grade. Para hindi kayo mahirapan. Kasi, for example, naghirap yung bata or magulang na gumawa ng activity na late. Kasi naranasan ko yan na late. Ang ganda-ganda, nakakahinayang. Effort, kaya lang late. So ngayon, ang ginawa ko, meron na kayong timeliness. Timeliness kasi hindi ko kayang panindigan na hindi ko hindi ko kukunin. May hiya ako. Okay? So, ngayon, ang ginawa ko, may timeliness na akong nilagay. So, dapat nakapagpasa sila. Pag di sila nakapagpasa, hindi na nila sila makaka-perfect. Pero, kigradean ko sila based sa rubrics. 0 na sila. And beforehand, a month, 1 month ako bago magpaganon. So, ibig sabihin, they have a lot of time. Kung ano man mangyari sa buhay nila, may time sila doon. Okay? So, para hindi kayo mahirapan at masabihan ng favorite, pero kasabihan pa rin kayo kasi mahilig yung bata magsabi ng favorite ni si ganito. Lalo na pag hindi sila napapaboran. Siyempre gusto nila na sila yung napapaboran. Okay sa kanila pag favorite mo sila, pero pag hindi sila ang favorite mo, magagalit sila. Kaya, para wala nang ganun, yun na lang gawin natin. Okay. Next is, plan to sequence lesson in engaging, meaningful manner. So, 9 events of instruction. So, inform, gain attention. First thing we'll do is you will gain attention. Kailangan yan sa buhay. Kailangan attention. Kasi kahit magsalita ka doon, if the attention is not yours, hindi nila mabibinig yun. So, you need that. Next is inform the learners about the objectives. They need to know. At the end of the story, kailangan, ganito ko kayo itetest. Kaya nga objectives yan eh. Ito si objective at saka si performance. Equal yan, dalawang yan. Kasi ito yung ito yung objectives. Ito yung pang-test na objectives. So, kailangan at the end of the day, sabi mo sa kanila, okay class, at the end of the day, we will have a quiz. Quiz! So, alam ng bata kung paano. Next is a prior learning. Oh, my dear students, last time we have, yung mga ganun tayo, what did we learn last time? Very good. So now, ayan, lalo na pag yung lesson magka-connect. Kailangan ng prior learning yan. Present content, sinabi mo na, char. And provide guidance. Okay, did you understand? Yes, ito, tatanong mo sila, are you sure? Ngayon, pag wala, sige, define, wala. Practice. Okay, this time, we will practice. Binigay mo sa kanila yung activity, di ba? Lalo pag grammar or mathematical or something. Grammar, ganun. Okay, for your practice, I will give you 5 questions and answer it, post it. Okay, next, provide feedback. Okay, who got 5? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, bakit 0? Check nyo nga. Check pati na. Saan kayo nahirapan? Okay, sige. Okay, turo ulit. Check. And then, this assessment. Okay? So, after the assessment, babalik tayo actually dapat yan sa feedback, papakita. Pero ito na yung final, ito na yung graded. Yung kanina hindi masyado, recitation lang. Ito, graded na to. Tapos, and it enhance retention with transfer job. So, paano mangyayari yun? Ang gagawin mo is you will give assignments. That's why assignments is very important. Nagagalit ang gobyerno sa teacher, lagi na lang doon nagpapa-assignment. Kaso, kailangan na assignment ng bata. Kailangan yung natutunan sa school, matutunan sa bahay, turuan ng magulang. Diba? Ganun dapat. Hindi mo sabihin, kaya ako nga dinadala sa school para maintindihan. Sige. Sige, daddy. Sige, daddy, mami. Dalhin mo sa school. Matutunan yung bata. Sige, dalhin mo. Every day, meron siyang 6 subjects. Sa tingin mo, maintindihan niya lahat yon? Sa tingin mo, natutukan siya. Hindi mo naman in-enroll sa 1:1 student. Hindi naman po. Alam mo naman na yung class size ay 50. So, kailangan na nasa bata. Hanggang bahay. Anak, ano ba yung naano mo? May assignment ka ba? Opo. Ito po. 5 questions, mami, sagutin natin. Okay. Ngayon, pag nakita mo yung anak mo or nakita ni tutor na nahihirapan yung anak mo mag-concept, edi another help, another guide. Di para mas maintindihan ng bata. Yung activity. So, yun ang 9 events of instruction. Okay? So, next, of course, nasabi ko na yan, create a listing time, plan for closure, and we're already done. I think so. Okay, so we're already done with our activities na. Okay? Pinadali ko lang kasi ayoko nang ulit-ulit. Okay, so we have a sample lesson plan dito sa inyong module. Okay? Tapos na tayo. If you have questions, please feel free to ask later. Okay? So, bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye. I will end